I didn't think it was a great debate for either candidate. President Biden didn't have a great night. Donald Trump didn't have a great night. But the contrast on the issues was crystal clear. I watched Donald Trump spend most of the evening last night defending the rioters who broke into the Capitol and tried to kill us, tried to destroy democracy, tried to install Donald Trump in power despite the fact that he lost the election. I saw him lie through his teeth over and over and over again about virtually every topic, from abortion to immigration to national security. You had in front of the country yesterday a president who cares about us, who cares about making sure that the office is conducted in a dignified way, and President Trump, who was as reckless and irresponsible as ever. So I don't think there's any sugarcoating it. Joe Biden didn't have a great night last night. Donald Trump had a terrible night last night, and but ultimately the contrast on the issues and on substance is crystal clear for Americans.
So obviously a lot of people noticed, the maybe fumbles and losing trains of thought on President Biden's side, but obviously, as you mentioned, Donald Trump also saying a lot of falsehoods during the debate last night. Any response to Republicans who are walking away from this and saying that Trump had a win, that he won the debate, and that last night was a victory for them?
I just can't believe that this country is going to normalize the fabrication of facts. Every single answer from Donald Trump involved a nuclear-grade lie. And I worry that the entire country, and I definitely worry that the Republican Party has just accepted that truth doesn't matter any longer. I mean, yeah, there were a bunch of times where Joe Biden wasn't crisp in his answers, but he was telling the truth. And does the truth not matter any longer in this country? It has to. It has to. You can't run a country, you can't run a civilization when truth doesn't matter. And the fact that the conversation today is more around the style of Joe Biden's answers instead of the absolute cataclysmic level of lying and fabrication being done by Donald Trump, I just think is a real sad statement on our politics today.
And a lot of people have brought up about, obviously, the age of both of these leaders. They're only 3 years apart, and that has been a big part of this discourse on, the age and mental capacity of both of these men. There have been some people who have said after last night's debate, do they really feel President Biden is still fit for this office? What's your reaction to that?
Well, Joe Biden has won a whole bunch of primaries when voters had a choice between him and a younger candidate. And I think most voters have already priced in the fact that both of our candidates are old. But, for Joe Biden, with age comes experience as well. And I think voters are going to have to look at the record, the fact that the economy is improving, inflation is going down, crime is going down, factory construction is going up, America is respected in the world again. Those are the facts. They're stubborn facts. They're facts that Donald Trump doesn't want to admit, but they are real. They are the record of this president. All right? Great.
You've made clearly a strategic decision to try to buttress support for the president and to calm Democrats. We chatted before this, and I saw you exchanging a whole bunch of texts while you're sitting in your car. How many of them were from folks who were a little rattled and needed some reassurance?
I don't talk publicly about my private communications with friends and colleagues.
I'm asking about tone that would reflect the sentiment and the concerns that you're hearing this morning, despite your very strong defense of the president just now.
Listen, everybody that I talked to today just wants to win. And I give voters maybe more credit than some pundits do. I think voters care about substance. I don't think they only care about style. I think Donald Trump was rambling and hard to follow last night. I didn't think President Biden was terribly crisp in many of his answers. But the voters care about substance. The voters know that Donald Trump is going to likely sign into law a national abortion ban. The voters know that Donald Trump is advertising his support for political violence. And I think that's most likely what will come through from last night's polls. I mean, we'll see. There'll be, from last night's debate, we'll see. There will be polls taken in the next, couple days, and we'll see whether this debate had an impact one way or the other.